In a world like none other, there comes one man in search of plastic, in search of cons. He is known as Plasticon. Join him as he brings toys from another dimension to a household near you.
It's me, Plasticon, back, and I've got two Transformers here to review. We have got Leadfoot and Overrun, aka Spastic. For anybody that owns this package can tell that they clearly decided to rename this guy. It's a European term. Don't get me into that. Just look it up if you really want to know. Anyhow, they are both Powercore combiners. Starting out here with Leadfoot. Yes, he is awesome. I actually like these a lot. The only thing I really didn't like was the whole idea that these combiner ports stick out the back, but if you want to get really imaginative, you can think, ooh, this is just streaks coming off of him because he's so fast. He's not Blur, but he's fast. Anyhow. Yeah, I know, whatever. Anyhow, this car mode's pretty cool. It's like almost like an F1 racer, but Cybertronian? Yes. It's pretty awesome. I actually love the detail on this thing. This thing's got some pretty sick detail. I like how they put the Autobot logo right there. It's actually got a Minicon port right here that you can take Minicon, slap him on there like that. I grabbed this guy because he's like the pincer. You can like grab Overrun here whenever he's trying to get away. Can't get away, can't get away. Ha! I got you now. Anyhow, it's pretty cool. He's also got another one that's hidden here in the chest, which is for his big, gigantic power-up mode. Yeah, I'll be doing a separate review of both of these guys, just like I did with Smolder and Stakeout. But he is a really cool car. I love how they did all the paint apps inside here. They actually did, it almost looks like brake drums and the discs and all that stuff kind of in there, how they painted this. Now, comparing that to Overrun, Overrun doesn't have any paint apps there. But if you look at Overrun, Overrun really looks more like drag strip from you people that actually have the Minisolar, aka Stunticons. This guy was labeled with the Powercore combiners version of the Stunticons. Pretty cool. I actually really do like this guy. I don't mind the paint apps because the paint apps and lack of paint apps on this is what sets this apart from this one. This one here looks more like an advertisement, especially with BlackRock. What is that? Some crappy ass beer or something? I don't know. Anyhow, on to the transformation. Transformation. It's pretty easy on this guy, actually. And it looks like it's pretty cool. What you'll do first is you'll flip up his little pipes he's got here. It's got one on both sides. You'll flip both up. And then you're going to take his legs and separate them. Now if you look inside here, his legs are on these kind of really odd looking joints. It kind of flips up, but then it pulls back further down. Separate his legs, peg him in real guys, and then you will take his heel spurs and you can either leave him down or push him up. I tend to push him up because I'm not a big fan of kibble hanging off the back. For those who do not know what kibble is the term for anything that does not function or serve a function on the back of a transformer. Yes, nerd word. Anyhow, what you're going to do next is you're going to take these two pieces here and you're going to split them down. And then you're going to take this entire section, pop it back all the way. Epic head reveal. Woo! Epic head reveal. while I'm here. It's kind of subtle, but it's there. It's actually kind of wicked if you look at the way the light piping actually looks in this guy's arms. You'll take his entire arm, bring it up, take his other arm, bring it up. Flip these shoulder pad things back and like this, and then you'll peg these both in on either side. It's kind of tricky, but you'll get it. And last but not least, spin his arms up just a little bit. These kind of form like big gangly like hands, which is kind of cool. If you want to take the Powercore parts here, you can actually move them back. You don't want them to be like seen in the actual hand piece, but the bad thing about it is it kind of sticks out like that. That's why I tend to like leave them down like this, because you can be like, hey, I got guns in my hand. Come on, use your imagination. They're toys. But anyhow, there's Leadfoot. Pretty awesome little robot. I think he's actually really cool. He's got a fair amount of detail. It's not bad, especially for a Powercore combiner. Toward the end of the line, they actually started doing a pretty good job with these guys, I think. It's by far one of my favorite. I actually really like these guys. Moving on. Overrun, aka Drag Strip, aka Spastic. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to show you, I didn't show you on the other one. Flip these down. Almost gives him a hover car look. It's pretty cool. I actually like how they can do that. I mean, you just have to use your imagination. Another thing I did not show was these back fins, or fin I should say. It's positionable. You can move it anywhere you really want to. You move it up like this, give it a little different look, move it all the way back, or just have it sticking up because it's just being ridiculous. Either way you look at it, it's kind of cool. But anyhow, since I've already done that part, well, we'll just move on. Going to take and unpin his legs yet again. His arms up, get these out the way. These down. I'm gonna leave his heel spurs down because I was having a problem with their Leadfoot. They sometimes tend to stand. They sometimes stand up pretty well, and sometimes they don't. It just depends on how they feel, I guess, that day. Come on, toys have feelings too. Everybody here has seen Toy Story. Come on. What do you think goes on in that closet when you're not around? Now, as for his head, he does not have light piping, sadly. Would have been awesome to see some purple light piping on this guy. Just because I'm a big fan of purple. But, moves up his entire arm, just like we did on Leadfoot. And, well, I forgot to do that, but that's not hard to do. That's pretty easy. Even if you accidentally mistransform this, you can actually do this in its actual full-on robot mode, which is pretty easy to do. He's got a lot of articulation, and his arm can move out like this. You can make him do the whole, I'm putting my hand on my hip and I got an attitude. It's kind of neat. Does have an elbow joint. It's kind of nice. It does have a knee joint. And he does have in-out joints. These guys are actually fairly posable. He's also got a thigh swivel, sort of. It's almost broken, but it works. And his head does move. It's not on a ball joint. At least this head isn't. I'll show you the other one whenever I do the whole combined form. But there you go. And there is Spastic, aka Overrun, and Leadfoot. Do I recommend these guys? Yes, I do recommend you pick up Powercore combiners. There's a lot of people out there that knock these guys, and I personally think they're really, really, really cool. There's a lot of options that you have for these guys that you normally don't get with others, because you've got drones that can plug in. You also have the expansion thing brought in by third party. Just go to Big Bad Toy Store, type in third party in their search bar, and you will find the combination guys of these. They run about 40 bucks a set. There's 2 robots per each. Yes, I know it's kind of high, but come on, I mean, if you're really a Transformers fan, you're going to fork out that kind of money. The other thing I really like about them is the combining ports they actually have on them. The whole idea that you can flip out their chest piece of his head, push the port out, his head back, and then you've got a Powercore port right there on his chest. Then you can gladly take a Minicon of your choosing and push the thing back in. They're kind of finicky, but they do work. There we go. I mean, come on. I know this looks ridiculous, but so did Dark of the Moon and all those ones. Yes, I know it looks like I got a mess here. Well, guess what? It won't be for long. I am going to combine these guys. I am going to show you their combined form. Ooh, combined form. Yes. We are still continuing on with Powercore. The plague of the Powercore. Yeah. Anyhow. When it comes to these guys are not that hard to transform. I don't care what anybody says. All you do is move his legs up, then you break them in half. Move his leg up, break it in half. See these 2 joints here? The joints that make like the really, really weird looking thigh? Yeah, you just move them up and then move them down like that. Okay, on to more with this guy. What you're going to do here is you're going to do something really, really, really weird with his shoulders here. You move his shoulders down. You know, separate them again. He's like in this position. This hole goes on this. Yes, it looks like a mirror, but it's not a mirror. No, it's not a mirror. That's a connection point. Just like that. I don't know why I'm whispering. Anyhow, you do the same thing on the other one. Now you can leave these stacks up like this. I tend to do that because it gives him a little more menacing looking appearance. I'm going to push his head down. And then you're going to rotate this. And then you're going to push it back up, revealing the head of all heads. Kidding. This is backwards, by the way. Anyhow, you move his head and you just spin it around back the other way. This is his chest plate. So move these little bitty Powercore connectors out from the back, just like that. Then what you do, after you line everything here up, because sometimes it can be a pain, I tend to move his kneecap pieces up, sort of like that, and then move his connection points down. So you can see, pretty good sized dude. Yeah, he's got pretty good light piping. I like the way his light piping is. It's really, really, I don't know, this looks more like a Decepticon to me, but hey, I mean, he is a racer, so he kind of lives on the edge, so maybe he is a little crazy. Maybe a little demented. That's scary. Anyhow. Moving on to the drones. Yes, I know, this is Decepticon. Well, this is like that's the whole cool thing about these guys. You can use any drone with any one of these. Wait, you could do that with G1. Anybody ever think of that? Anyhow, you push in on this little connection point, and he forms an arm. You're going to do the same thing with this one. I tend to grab them by here. That way I don't have the problem of it all coming untabbed. Because there's people out there that hate on these and say, oh, it falls apart every time I try doing it. Be delicate, for God's sake. Anyhow. This guy, he's a little weird. You gotta push his hood up. And his port's right there. And then you push this down and he forms a leg. Nifty little leg. This guy here, you gotta open it like a mouth. I mean, it's like a talking car. And look at it. I mean, look at this thing. This thing looks a lot like, you know, your GoBot from back in the 80s. But I'm not. I'm not a GoBot. I am a Transformer. See the logo on my hood? That means I'm an Autobot. Yeah, okay. This little port's right here on the back. See? See? Just lay him down. And his little arm fell off. Oh. Happens. Get back on there. And then you will take this guy here and plug him into the bottom of this guy. Just like so. Now, I don't know if it's just my copy of this particular dude, but mine tends to get caught. It doesn't want to pop this little piece here up on the back. You see how it's all nice and separated, but this part right here, this little arm that's in here, I don't know how well you can see it. Tends to be a pain in the butt every now and then, but I look past certain flaws because honestly, if Hasbro was to put out perfect toys at least 100% of the time, everybody would buy nothing but their product. They would never look at third party. Third party toys are cool. I don't care what anybody says. Anyway, there he is. That's Leadfoot in his menacing glory of crushing every Decepticon there is on the face of the planet. Really, he will. Let's see if I can get him to stand up here. Although this guy is pretty weak. We'll fix that. There we go. It's got this hole. I got my hand on my hip going on. Anyhow, I will switch this guy over quickly and I will show you his combined form. Because everybody loves Decepticons. Right? Right? Because they are all extremely crazy. Crazy. Let me tell you. He is a loony. Ignore this bloated amount of footage I got going on here because this guy's being a pain in the butt. I'm slowly trying to transform this guy. He's being a pain in my ass. Don't ask me why. I had this guy transformed. I don't know how long for the show. And he will not go back together. from his young age. Actually takes a little muscle on this guy, because I'm a muscle car. Well, there you go. Size comparison wise, there's Overrun, and then there's Leadfoot. You can see he turns into a fairly good sized dude. Bring out the badass himself. I am Optimus Prime. You can just tell that, you know, between these guys, they're actually pretty neat. I actually do suggest you do pick up Powercore, because they're really cool. They can be pretty finicky at times, but once you figure out what's going on, you can fix it easily. Well, that's all I got for this review. Stay tuned for more kibble, maybe another unboxing, but we'll see. This is Plasticon.